You won't want to miss what's coming this Monday in the NBA. Injuries, back-to-backs, and surprising blowouts have set the stage for some of the most intriguing matchups we've seen all season. From dominant favorites looking to bounce back, to underdogs who could steal the spotlight, every game has a story. I've broken down all 9 matchups with the stats, trends, and player lines that matter most, so you'll know exactly where to focus your attention. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends to earn together. Let's dive into the numbers and matchups that could define Monday's slate. The Lakers are heading to Charlotte to face the Hornets as 7.5-point favorites, but this game comes with some key injury questions. Austin Reeves is questionable for the Lakers, and the Hornets will be without LaMelo Ball. Miles Bridges is also questionable, and if he sits, the offensive load will likely fall heavily on LaMelo's backups, particularly Konopal and Colin Stawn, both of whom have demonstrated the ability to take over in his absence. The Lakers enter this matchup 7-3 against the spread, coming off a tough loss to a beat-up Hawks team, which should serve as motivation to rebound against a Hornets team giving up the 4th most points and the 3rd most assists in the league. DeAndre Ayton has proven productive in games without Reeves, posting 22 and 29 points in previous outings, and with the Hornets' weak spots being the power forward and center positions, he represents a strong scoring option. For assists, Luka's numbers look promising, especially if Reeves sits, and on the Hornets' side, Konopal could find space to hit threes given that the Lakers allow the 11th most three-pointers in the league. Overall, the matchup favors the Lakers to come back with a strong performance and cover the spread. The Blazers are set to face the Magic in Orlando, with the Magic as 3.5-point favorites despite playing on a back-to-back. The Blazers hold a 6-3 record against the spread, while the Magic have struggled at 3-7. Historically, the Magic show mixed results on back-to-backs. They beat the Hornets by 16 but fell to the Bulls by 12. The Blazers have vulnerabilities against point guards and small forwards, which makes Jrue Holiday's matchup particularly compelling. The Magic give up the most points to point guards, and Holiday has shown consistent success in both scoring and distributing in previous matchups. Jeremy Grant could face difficulties against Bam Adebayo at power forward, but he has been a consistent performer and remains a threat offensively. Given the data and matchups, the Blazers appear to have a favorable path to cover, even on the road on a back-to-back. The Wizards will travel to face the Pistons, who are 12.5-point favorites at home on a back-to-back. The Pistons come off a narrow victory where Cade played 40 minutes, while Tobias Harris and Isaiah Stewart were unavailable. The Wizards struggle at 1-9 against the spread, while the Pistons are 7-3, making the matchup heavily tilted toward Detroit. Jalen Duren has been dominant in recent games, and with the Wizards surrendering the 2nd most points and the most rebounds, he is well positioned to excel in both scoring and rebounding. Even factoring in the Pistons' heavy minutes from the prior night, the home court advantage and matchups favor Detroit to win comfortably and cover the spread. In Cleveland, the Cavaliers host the Heat as 6.5-point favorites. Larry Nance Jr. is questionable, but Darius Garland is expected to play. The Heat are without Bam Adebayo, creating openings for several Cavaliers players. Both teams rank in the top 7 for pace, setting the stage for a high-scoring, fast-paced matchup. Jared Allen tends to score heavily in the first quarter, particularly when Garland is on the floor, and Lonzo Ball consistently meets his assist line. Jaime Hawkins is another player to monitor, as he has recorded double-digit rebounds and assists when Bam has been out. Cleveland has historically dominated Miami in Miami, including playoff victories by 37 and 55 points, and with Garland back in the lineup, the Cavaliers appear poised to continue their success on the road. The Spurs face the Bulls as 3.5-point favorites. San Antonio will be without Dylan Harper, while Patrick Williams is probable and Josh Giddey is questionable for Chicago. Giddey's availability could significantly impact the game's outcome. Dr. Fox has a favorable line, scoring 24 points in his debut without minutes restrictions, and historically goes over his line consistently when paired with Wimmy. San Antonio's defense is the 2nd toughest in the league, and with uncertainty surrounding key Bulls players, the Spurs on the road represent the safer lean in this matchup. The Bucks travel to Dallas to face the Mavericks as 2.5-point favorites on a back-to-back following a tough loss to Houston. The Mavericks, however, had a solid win against the Wizards in their last outing. Rebounding will likely play a critical role, as Giannis Antetokounmpo faces a favorable matchup for rebounds despite a rough performance against the Rockets. Cooper Flagg could also be a valuable pick depending on where his line is set, as his recent rebounding performances have ranged between 5 and 10 rebounds per game. Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford are questionable for Dallas, further tilting the scales in favor of the Bucks on the road. In Phoenix, the Suns host the Pelicans as 7.5-point favorites. The Pelicans are without Jordan Poole and Zion, while V is questionable. Jalen Green is also out for Phoenix. The Pelicans give up the 9th most points and the 3rd most rebounds to centers, making Mark Williams a strong candidate for double-doubles. Trey Murphy has been red-hot lately, scoring 41 points in one game and hitting multiple three-pointers in 5 of his last 5 games. While the Pelicans have been inconsistent, the Suns' recent form positions them as the lean despite facing a streaky opponent. The Timberwolves travel to Utah to face the Jazz as 7.5-point favorites on a back-to-back after a 40-point blowout win on Friday. No new injuries have been reported for either team. Timberwolves are 3-6 against the spread but 3-4 in recent outings, while the Jazz are 5-4 overall but have struggled since losing Walker Kessler. The Jazz give up the 4th most assists in the league, which allowed Julius Randle to rack up 12 assists in their last meeting. Anthony Edwards scored 37 points in that game, but his minutes could be managed due to the back-to-back. If all key Timberwolves players are active, they remain the favored team, but if Edwards or others sit, the Jazz could take advantage of a potential revenge opportunity at home. Finally, the Hawks travel to face the Clippers, who are 5.5-point favorites. Hawks' Enquil Alexander-Walker and Jalen Johnson are questionable, and Kawhi Leonard is out while Bradley Beal is questionable for Los Angeles. The Clippers have struggled at 1-8 against the spread, while the Hawks are 4-6. Dyson Daniels has impressed recently with rebounds and assists, and Zubac has consistently dominated the boards against teams like the Hawks. With the Clippers struggling and Atlanta playing with intensity, the matchup favors the Hawks as the underdog. This slate presents a full 9-game lineup, packed with injury concerns, back-to-back scenarios, and some of the most intriguing matchups of the week. Each game offers unique opportunities for points, assists, and rebounds, and careful consideration of matchups and player availability will be key to navigating this Monday's NBA slate successfully. If you found these breakdowns helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth NBA analysis. Drop a comment with your picks or what matchups you're most excited about. It helps the algorithm push this video to more hoops fans. Stick around for more stats-driven insights, and let's see which teams and players come through this Monday.